You know where I think you should have gone? You know, I think you should have gone is a very special place where you would have been safe from all that. It's called 1982. I think 1982 is really, that would have really been your own safe haven. Yeah, you could smoke on the planes. You make sure you tell her it's a lot of harassment in the workplace. They're still doing a lot of harassment. And we really think Michael Jackson might make it as a solo artist. Like either him or DeBarge. I can't tell who really gonna rise and be the king of pop. Hey, shout out to all of the subscribers and members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. I am Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
Tim Kirby of Tim Kirby Russia. I feel Tim Kirby needs no introduction whatsoever because you've been here forever, haven't you?
Well, in maybe the small universe of like Americans in Russia, yeah. I'm pretty famous in Russia in general. In America, I'm a nobody, though.
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
I want to talk to the manager.
Now, a quick spoiler. This video is called Who Raised Y'all, but I think we already know. It was Putin. Yeah. I think we already know that. Now, this all started for me when I saw this call to action on this very platform.
Hi everyone, I'm here today to ask for any help and support that we can get for the Huffman family. This is a family whose husband has just joined the Russian military, and actually just recently he's been sent to the frontlines to support in their military effort.
Now, I wanted to respond, because I'm always down to help the Huffmans. I'm a big Felicity Huffman fan and William H. Macy. No, Desperate Housewives was my jam back in the day. Then I looked into it further. Anti-woke dad who fled with family to Russia sent to war zone. Derek Huffman joined the military with hopes of becoming a Russian citizen. His wife said that he was duped into a combat role. An American father who moved to Russia to avoid LGBTQ indoctrination for his kids is being sent to the front line in Ukraine despite being assured he would serve in a non-combat role. Huffman, a native Texan, brought his wife, 3 daughters, and their family husky baby with him to Russia. The couple also have 3 sons from prior marriages who opted to remain in the United States. Well, that was a solid. That was a solid by the 3 sons. So let me get this straight. You moved all the way to Russia because of the indoctrination that you couldn't avoid in Texas? So Texas was the liberal minefield that you couldn't navigate. You know where I think you should have gone? You know, I think you should have gone is a very special place where you would have been safe from all that. It's called 1982. I think 1982 is really, that would have really been your own safe haven. Yeah, you could smoke on the planes. You make sure you tell her it's a lot of harassment in the workplace. They're still doing a lot of harassment. And we really think Michael Jackson might make it as a solo artist. Like either him or DeBarge. I can't tell who really gonna rise and be the king of pop. I think that was really the only place that would have been safe for you.
I promise you we didn't come here to be supported by anybody. We are grateful for the support that we are getting. We are grateful for the support that we have gotten, but that is not why we are here. We are here because we align with the values and the culture, and we are so grateful to be able to be part of that. But we by no means think that we are supposed to be supported by YouTubers, or YouTube followers. So don't think by any means that that's what we're here for. We are just grateful. We are grateful for the opportunity. We are grateful for the privilege. We are just so blessed at this point in our lives to be away from the things that we feel are disrupting our children's lives and trying to change who our children are. We do not believe in some of the things that are happening in the schools or being shown on TV, and we do not want to indoctrinate our children in those kinds of things. We want them to be young and innocent for as long as possible because we all grow up too fast anyways. So we want to be able to enjoy their childhood and their lives that we have as they are still children.
Well, that makes sense, because if it's one thing that I really associate with Russia in my mind is innocence. You know, just the innocence of a child that you can continue all throughout adulthood. As long as you just don't say too much. As long as you don't say too much, you don't see too much. You know what? It's probably not the best place for a YouTuber. You know what I mean? It's probably not really the spot for an influencer. I don't know if you thought about that, but that might be a concern, you know, for me.
My husband has decided to go into the Army.
I have joined the Russian military. I will be heading to the special military operation. Big reason I'm doing it is for the citizenship. So if I sign a 1-year contract and I go and serve it, my family and I all get Russian citizenship. Get it the regular way, it takes about 5 to 6 years. You go through temporary residency, and then after 8 or 9 months, you can apply for permanent residency, and then I think takes another 4 or 5 years of living on that, and then you can finally get citizenship. It's a long journey, a long way, and if I do this contract, we can get it right away, which is huge. Health benefits, hopefully school for the girls. DeAnna will be able to work. A big part of it for me is about the respect and earning our place here in Russia, earning our citizenship.
Ooh. Okay. So normally it takes about 5 to 6 years to get citizenship. But you found a way to circumvent. You found a way to circumvent the regular immigration process. Is that what I'm hearing? Because if that's what you want to do, that's what the MAGAs are complaining about here. You could have stayed home and did that. You know what I mean? I don't understand why. You know what? You could just say you South African. You say you South African, they let you right in. You say, Elon said I was oppressed. You go to the airport, stand by the side of the tarmac, or just do a sign, say Elon said I'm oppressed, and they just let you in anywhere. That's what I heard. Make sure you have a flag. That way they know you're grateful. They let you in anywhere. It sounds like you just circumvented the entire immigration process in order to leave a place that did not align with your values. That's number one. But number two, did you say it's all about respect and you want to earn your Russian citizenship? So how are the Russians supposed to receive somebody who not only sought to circumvent the immigration process, but wanted to ensure he was in a non-combat role?
You are really dumb, for real.
So let me get this straight. So the Russians are paying taxes. Riski Watursky and them are paying taxes to send your kids to school and get health care for your entire family for you to do a non-combat role. And you talk about respect? You talk about earning your citizenship? Word. Derek Huffman, 46, feels he is being, quote, thrown to the wolves after being told that his job in the military would be as a correspondent or as a welder. His wife, DeAnna, said in a recorded plea for prayers, which has since been removed from her YouTube page. See, I told you about that. I told you about that whole influencer life. And yeah, I told you that might be a little bit dicey. But here's the good news. The internet is forever. At least here. Was this the video?
Okie dokie. So, unfortunately, I getting a little tired, so I'm gonna walk back. But as I'm walking back, I wanted to share a little bit about what's going on with Derek. When he signed up and had all of that done, he was told he would not be training for 2 weeks and going straight to the front lines, but it seems as though he's getting 1 more week of training and closer to the front lines, and then they are going to put him on the front lines. So we are all praying really hard that he could actually be utilized for his skills and not just be put as a fighter.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, there was a few things not quite done that probably should have been done, and now we are just believing in God that everything is going to work out to the way it's supposed to. He signed up in Nizhny to get less money because he was told they would have more control. At first they were trying to petition that he would be able to be more like news reporter, but like in the military, and being able to just like report what's going on, and just be able to like tell the world what's happening from his perspective and what he's seeing.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
That was denied. So after the wait for all that, they then said that they would be able to put him in like a repair battalion because of his 10 plus years in welding and the experience for that. So he would actually be able to do that, and he would have the control to be able to be in a safer environment. But doesn't seem like that's happening, and the foreigners unit is still being taught in Russian, and he doesn't understand Russian very well, so he's kind of struggling a little bit with that, and not getting really any training because unfortunately when you're taught in a different language and you don't understand the language, how are you really getting taught? You're not. So unfortunately he feels like he's being thrown to the wolves right now, and he's kind of having to lean on faith, and that's what we're all doing. So we're gathering together and asking everybody to just pray that something can be done. We are petitioning some public figures to hopefully help in politics and be able to make it to where he can be put where he could be used more efficiently.
Okay. Okay. There's a lot to unpack there. Now, you mentioned that you are petitioning politicians. Where? I know you're not talking about American politicians. I know you didn't go to Russia and say this more aligns with our values. We don't want the indoctrination, but now you want to petition American politicians to help with the situation. Are you talking about Russian politicians? You talking about petitioning Russian politicians in order to better your station so they can very publicly and visibly take care of an American so they can support their family while circumventing the immigration process? Is that, were those the, okay. I would love to know. I would love to know what politicians they are seeking help from. Then there's a part where you decided to join the Russian military in whatever capacity, not understanding Russian very well. Well, that doesn't sound safe. It doesn't. No. You wouldn't understand a run, a duck, a retreat, none of that. Like you signed up to join the Russian military not understanding Russian very well. How was that going to go for the job that you wanted to do? The welding or being a reporter. And by the way, being a reporter is amazing because Lord knows how much free access and information flow they have from Russia about what's going on, especially as it relates to the military. Yeah, I'm sure they were tripping over themselves to give Derek a camera and a microphone and just report as he sees fit. That was sound. That was sound there.
Unfortunately, Derek's been sick, and that makes it even harder where he's at. He also messaged me that they took, I really wish I knew the conversion, basically $100, 100 with 2 zeros.
What do you mean by that?
Sorry, I'll put the comment up. And so he's needing money, and I can't send him money right now because we have not received any payment yet. He has been gone for a month and he hasn't received anything, not a bonus, not nothing. He's received nothing. So until that comes in, I can't send him anything. So hopefully they don't need any more money, because apparently he's paying for supplies, or helping to pay for supplies. And one of our subscribers said that that was the case, and I was unsure because I was never told one way or the other about supplies. I was told, however, some of them don't like the food that they're given, and they're able to purchase things or be able to buy other things or buy cigarettes or whatever. And that I was able to confirm, because Derek had said that that definitely happens, or at least was happening at the first spot he was at.
Oh, so they on that club diet. Yeah, they on that club diet. We don't eat no food. We just chain smoke. Yeah, that suppress your appetite. Yeah, you be all right. Hopefully you do get the financial situation rectified. I do wonder how you can confirm there has been no payment when you just told me 100 with 2 zeros. I don't think you understand the financial situation. I don't think you understand Russian money at all. You could have gave your money away for all you know. I ain't been this confused since I remember when I went to Canada for the first time and I found out their dollars was in coins. I was ready to fight in the Canadian Tire, because I was like, I know you didn't just give me $15 change back in coins. You know what I mean? I was ready to throw ducks, and then come to find out it was right. I don't know if the Google's working out there, but if it is, you might want to get that part of it rectified. And just back to something I said earlier, because this was a video that you deleted for whatever reason, because you posted since then. So you saw fit to delete this video. But y'all came all the way out here with him thinking he was just going to report on the Russian military however he sees it. Huffman moved his family to a village outside Moscow in spring. It was launched by American blogger Tim Kirby, who has lived in Russia for 2 decades, in 2023 to attract Americans seeking to escape the liberal gender norm. That project has been a flop, with United to Media reporting that only 2 families, including the Huffmans, have moved in. If y'all were moving to the other side of Texas and there was a community that was started in 2023, but only had 1 family living in it, would you feel comfortable? Would you feel comfortable going to the community, the 2-year-old community that's attracted all of 1 family on the other side of Texas? But it made sense in Russia.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I tell you this, I don't even eat at a restaurant if there's only 1 family in there. I don't want it to be crowded, but don't be empty. Authorities allocated 30 hectares for the settlement, and early projections claim several thousand Americans were interested in relocating. But 1 year later, only 2 homes have been built, each housing a single migrant family. The homes were constructed using standard designs and entirely financed by the new settlers. Gas, water, and other infrastructure were also installed at their expense, supplemented by Kirby's personal contributions. The cost of purchasing a cottage with land reached around $165,000. Kirby said the project is stalled because of overwhelming costs that are out of reach for most middle American families. Just the electrification alone costs 172 million rubles, about $2.2 million. Kirby approached various regional governors for support, but all stopped short of offering financial backing. No one is supporting the project. That's the problem. I reached out to governors in different regions. Everyone likes the idea. Everyone wants to see it realized, but all with private money. That's basically that. If you like it, I love it. That's what that is. It's too rich for me, but if you like it, I love it. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Yeah, you better than me. They hit y'all with that "you better than me" when you came looking for support for your project. So here we have this man who sought to circumvent the entire immigration process in Russia to secure a position in the Russian military, because what's more American than that? A non-combat role where he's talking about respect and earning his citizenship, bringing his whole family out so he can report as he sees fit, and they can do YouTube and social media and be influencers. Moving to a community that has attracted all of one other family. So he can take a job where he's trained in a language he barely understands and paid in money that she doesn't understand. That's so MAGA.
It wasn't just that they were hoping for special consideration. They believed he would get special treatment, period, the end. That he would not have to be subjected to the same situation, the same context, the same rules, the same standards as other people who were going to join the army. In many, many sects of all the major religions, the focus of the community is on the individual who transmits the word of God to the community. The reason that Protestantism in specific exists, and then, of course, the evangelical Protestantism on steroids, is from this fervent belief in the individual having a personal relationship with Jesus. Essentially, no priest's gatekeeping God, right? That's supposed to be like why Protestantism exists in the first place. And considering the geopolitical context of the moment that Protestantism came into being, it does actually make a lot of sense, but the way that it has metastasized over the generations, it leads to the kind of behavior that might cause one to end up accidentally on the front lines in the Russian army, not speaking one word of Russian, by the way. The religion itself and the way it's constructed encourages hyper-individualistic behavior that has much in common with the tenets of white supremacy. And if you're saying, well, this is a uniquely American thing, yeah, you're also right, because America was founded on a white supremacist, hyper-Protestant, hyper-individualistic bedrock. But it's not just that he's an American. They moved across the world, sight unseen, to a foreign country that has an adversarial relationship with their own country, not speaking the language or really understanding anything about the country or the context into which they were moving themselves and their minor children, completely blindly believing that everything would be a-okay because they were going to get what they deserved, and what they believe that they deserve is everything from Jesus. They didn't think that the rules were going to have to apply to them. But now that they've found out that, in fact, He's not going to get special treatment. He's going to be sent with 2 or 3 weeks of training to the front lines of a war to serve in an army where he does not even speak the language of his comrades or commanders. That man's probably going to... Except she's not worried because...
Now we are just believing in God that everything is going to work out to the way it's supposed to.
Still waiting for special treatment. Just this time it's supposed to come from Jesus. Okay, bye.
Dang. That was savage. That was savage. That was bad as they treated the 1980 Russian hockey team. That was how cold-blooded that was. My goodness. There was some warmer responses.
I truly have a bit of compassion for this family that moved to Russia. I have compassion because somewhere they believe the bullshit.
We are all praying really hard that he could actually be utilized for his skills and not just be put as a fighter. At first they were trying to petition that he would be able to be more like news reporter, but like in the military, being able to just like report what's going on, and just be able to like tell the world what's happening from his perspective and what he's seeing, and that was denied.
That kind of reporting absolutely does not exist in Russia. Russia controls its news excruciatingly carefully.
And the foreigners unit is still being taught in Russian, and he doesn't understand Russian very well, so he's kind of struggling a little bit with that. Being some public figures to hopefully help in politics and be able to make it to where he can be put where he could be used more efficiently.
Russia does not work like the United States, where we can petition our politicians for help. It just doesn't work like that. It's very much a despotism, a tyranny. One person has all the control. Everybody else does what he says.
Messaged me that basically $100, 100 with 2 zeros. Sorry, I'll put the comment up. And so he's needing money, and I can't send him money right now because we have not received any payment yet. He's paying for supplies. We're helping to pay for supplies. I was unsure because I was never told one way or the other about supplies.
I worry if something happens to him that she and their children will be able to come back to the United States, as in, will Russia let them out?
Well, let's see. Is Trump still trying to play strongman with Putin? And I can understand why he would. I wouldn't have forgiven Putin for putting my wife on the Summer Jam screen the way that he did. I wouldn't have done that. And in fact, I think that happened before they went to Russia. If we were planning to go to Russia, the moment that the Russian president put the U.S. president's wife on the Summer Jam screen, I'd have got that refund. You know what I mean? And then we just got there, you know what I mean? Some sort of rescission period. You know, I'd have just got right back on the plane. Cause I can't be in the middle of this. I refuse to be in the middle of this. Now, I second that woman. I want no ill will to come to him or to his family. I just cannot. I cannot in 30 minutes of watching this and trying to talk through this, see the logic of how you took your whole family out there based on what you just said. From Texas! What was were you living next to Ted Cruz? How bad could it have been? Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the way out. And be sure to send me an email at admin@reesewaters.com if you have any suggestions for content.
Stop it. Get some help.
And so many of you have responded when I put out the call to action for people that were interested in participating in my lives. I said, if you have something you would like to share with the class, you're working on a project, or you're a member of a group that you feel like would be of interest to this community. City boy, city boy. I want to hear from you, because I got room on my Tuesday night lives. That's Tuesday at 8 p.m., by the way, every single week. I am looking for more. So if you would like to share with the class, go ahead and hit me up at admin@reesewaters.com. While you're at it, those of you that have subscribed to my other channel, Way of Waters, I first want to send out a very solemn my bad. It's been a minute, and I know that it's been a minute.
It's been 84 years.
I have let perfection stand in the way of progress, which would actually be a really good video. I should probably record that as soon as I'm finished here. But in me trying to conceptualize exactly what I want to do there and what it's going to look like, I've been stuck in neutral, and I haven't been putting out all of the stuff that's been floating in my head that I desperately want to share. Well, I'm going to stop that.
Nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it?
And I think the way to do so is by working with other people. So I'm putting the call out to you guys. Again, that channel at Way of Waters is really about meditation and mindfulness and protecting your peace. If that's of interest to you, and especially if you have experience in that field or expertise you would like to impart, I'm looking for potential guests as well as even partners on that particular channel. So check out Way of Waters and hit me up at admin@reesewaters.com. And in the meantime, make sure you protect your peace. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help!
I got that from Springer, didn't I? To think all the things that I would have taken from Jerry Springer, because that certainly wasn't what I watched it for.
What street corner can I find you on?